a motion to approve?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Item number 1 is approval of a professional services agreement with Duncan Coker Associates for engineering services on the Veterans Memorial Parkway Bridge project. The total is $216,438. Zach, welcome.
Good afternoon, Council.
Good afternoon.
We're actually going to ask to withdraw this one today.
Okay, so we are withdrawing this. Do we want to talk about a
Yeah,
reason?
please say why, so
Say
we
why?
don't have an
Because-
uproar.
Because I'm sure the phone, let me see, I've got text now.
So we're going to have a small scope change to add fiber conduit across the bridge.
But
When
that
we have
doesn't change
permitting.
anything else we've talked about.
No.
Okay. Questions?
Motion.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 1 is withdrawn. Item number 2, approval of a balancing change order to the emergency non-bid public works contract with Price Civil Services for the Cypress Creek Avenue storm drainage repair. It's a deductive total of $78,518.83. Zach?
Yes, sir. So this is a deductive change order for the emergency project that we had on Cypress Creek Avenue with Price Civil. So I have some pictures up here. This is the before and after. So this is the storm drain that fell on top of the sanitary sewer line that triggered us to have an emergency contract to repair it. So
Mr. Lanier, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Wow. It's good. Questions?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carly, that $78,000 will just go into the neighborhood drain, which would change that number we looked at last week, right?
Yes,
It
sir.
would
So
go up.
all of that is conglomerated into one bucket.
I think I hear another project getting done. Did you get that, Brian? Okay. All right. That's approved. Item number 3.
Yeah, I think that you don't want to give it to Brian.
Well, that was more the, what was, he was just looking at me and that smiling. That's why I did
Cassius thinks that's his money.
It is his money until somebody puts their hands on it. Really, I guess it's nobody's, right? All right, I'm losing the meeting. Okay, approval of change order number 1 to citywide resurfacing 2025 contract with ST Bund Construction to extend project time by 30 calendar days. Zach?
yeah, so this is just to extend their contract for 30 days. If you'll remember, a few weeks ago we had to come for the Green Grove subdivision, waiting for that drier condition, and now it's being evaluated by TTL. So this is just giving time for us to go make those necessary repairs.
They went out there,
Yes, they've done their field work, and
then when they left, I started getting all the calls again.
yes, sir.
Saying, how come they left and didn't do anything? So what is the latest as far as in there?
So we're expected to get that report back.
Behind jacks and stuff out here by,
Yeah, we're expected to get the report back from TTL this week. So once we have that, we can get with ST Bund and coordinate when they're going to go out. We also have a couple other locations that we have to finish up too, that we were kind of waiting for that drier area because they showed signs that they could potentially do what Green Grove did. So we're letting them dry out. So we have, I think, 4 locations left to do in all.
will that include the alley at Beverly Heights?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's good, isn't it? Good news.
Yes, good news.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved, seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 3 is approved. Item number 4 is approval of change order number 1 for water line service replacement with John Wayne Plumbing and Drain. The total is $4,540. Welcome back, Mr. Attorney.
Thank you. This was originally approved in June. It was 14 service lines that we need to replace. We've completed 13 of those. We need to take one out. The customer doesn't want us replacing the line right now because there's some complexities with a retaining wall and a paver driveway that we need to work through. So we're proposing to deduct one and add 3 more service lines. And so that change will be that $4,540 increase.
Brian, I was with you up to the deduct 1, add 3.
So we had
We
14.
did 13 out of 14.
Yep.
The one we held off of because there was some complexities.
And we need to add 3 more.
Add 3 more lines.
Yes, sir. We found 3 more in the meantime that we need to replace.
That's good news, isn't it, Councilman Butler?
I Yes, how'd you find it?
So there was a leak and we found one. And so when we did the inventory to identify these, we went back through and the gentleman who did the inventory on those, we redid those and found the other two. Does that make sense? You with me?
Well, so there's 16 total we're doing that.
That's right.
We did 13 out of 14. One we halted, 3 more we added. We're at
Yes.
16. And we need to come up with 4,500, how much more?
4,500, which we have in the budget for the.
Motion.
Motion and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item number 4 is approved. Item number 5 is approval of minor public works contract with Druid Glass Construction to replace glass in 2 doors at the River Market. The total is $1,505. Scott, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So this will be funded through facility renewal. The north and south double doors have the seals on the glasses leaking. So there's moisture, condensation on the inside, makes it cloudy and foggy.
Questions?
Motion.
Motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item number 5 is approved. 6 is approval of change order number 1 to the minor public works contract with Building Specialties Company for rekey of City Hall main building. The total is $16,380. Tim, welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is an amendment to a contract we executed in January. When we conducted the initial review of doors that are existing in the original building, we took measurements and disassembled hardware on every door type we thought we had. We discovered, once we started doing install, that some doors that appeared to be the same were different. The building is over 100 years old, and so there's a wider variety of doors than we initially anticipated. This additional $16,000 will cover additional hardware that is necessary to retrofit the final amount of keys. Everything we originally purchased is going to be utilized. There's just additional hardware needs.
And I'm gonna second and vote for it in just a minute.
Yes, sir.
But I've asked jovially, and I asked because I'm not in the executive body, I can't tell. Y'all please take a look at us getting drenched when we come in this underground parking. I mean,
I second that.
you put on good clothes, roll your window down, and you're flooded, all right?
I actually thought we had.
Mr. Busby, we have a solution for you, and we're waiting on one last piece to come in, and then we will have that solved.
Second.
It's an RFID reset, correct?
I've got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item number 6 is approved. I don't know if we approved getting cover from the rain yet. That's good. Item number 7 is approval of a minor public works contract with Building Specialties to rekey City Hall Annex 3 building. The total is $12,524.50. Tim.
So continuing with the security enhancements budget, this is to rekey the entire Annex 3 building. This will be every key in the building, every lock.
Question.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item number 7 is approved. Item number 8 is approval of a minor public works contract with Browning Masonry for CMU block repair and patching at the Powell Gym. The total is $3,000. Tim.
This is funded by the Powell Gym Improvements account. This work, as well as the next item, it has some correlation. This is going to repair block work associated with the existing fire extinguisher cabinet locations as well as the fire alarm cabinet location. It's going to repair the CMU so that we can,
What is CMU block?
a concrete masonry unit, a cinder block. So it will repair the block so that we can adjust the extinguisher cabinets and the fire alarm cabinets to the new sizes and appropriate ADA heights.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item number 8 is approved. Item number 9 is approval of a minor public works contract with PCI Technologies for purchase and installation of a fire alarm system at the Powell Gym. Total is $12,719.
Again, from the Powell Gym Improvements account, and this is to replace that fire alarm system where we're going to repair the CMU around it.
Motion.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item is approved. Item number 10 is approval of a minor public works contract with Amos and Associates to add a sink at Kentuck at Queen City Park. Total is $48,900. That's an
Nice
expensive
sink.
sink.
It is, and this is our main and final.
It's a reimbursable sink?
Yes, sir. This is reimbursable through the funding agreement that came through finance 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Do they realize that's a sink for $48,000?
The full agreement was $55,000. That included some initial preliminary work on the outside of the building.
Okay.
A large reason for this cost is that we are having to trench from the back of the building to the front of the building, and we are installing a booster pump for that drainage to go from the back. And it's a 3-compartment sink, a hand washing station, as well as a water line to the refrigerator. The work involves removing and replacing concrete at the back of the building as well.
A lot of
Tim,
labor.
this is the
Lot of
one that the
labor.
line was questionable?
Yes, sir. We had a contract a few weeks ago, not to exceed amount of $8,200 to attempt to repair the line. That was not successful. We executed $6,000 of that $8,200 agreement. So of the original $55,000, I think we're coming in at $54,900.
So did you say that was gonna be reimbursed?
It is, yes, sir.
Okay. So we've got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 10 is approved. Item number 11 is approval of balancing change order with Britt Demolition for the Saban Center Mass Demolition Construction Project. It's a deductive total of $70,000. Jonathan, welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I have a recap of our funding sources and expenses, if I can have that out real quick,
That'd be great.
for the overall Savings Center project.
Man, you got ESP today.
Yes, sir. I can get that one out of there. There you go. Should drop it out there. Go there. We have 5 items on here today, so we wanted to make sure we had the full detail of where all this funding is coming from. So this first one is on the Brit demo contract. If you remember, their contract was for $396,000. We had some contingency funding in that contract that we did not have to use. And then we also had some earthwork backfill that we did not have to complete because of the timing of getting stone started on the building construction. We stopped that earthwork, got a credit back for that. And so we're able to reduce the contract amount with Brit by $70,000. And you'll see on the expense uses, we're showing that as $326,000 now instead of the previous $396,000. So we're getting $70,000 back to go into the overall budget for Savings Center.
And Jonathan, when we were still fairly far out, weren't we anticipating close to $750,000 for the demo?
Yes, sir. At one time, we had it budgeted around $800,000 initially for building demolition, and
Okay.
came in well under that.
Okay, so this is a deduct of $70,000?
Yes, sir.
Motion.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 11 is approved. Item number 12 is approval of a professional services contract with Turner and Townsend Heary for the Saban Center project, total not to exceed $50,000. Jonathan?
Yes, sir. This one is to continue services with Jenna Bueller. She's been working with us over the last several years on the operations of the facility. And as we move forward, getting ready to open in 2027, they're going to continue to provide services to work on the operations side so that when we do open the building, all the operations are set up and established the way they need to be for a successful operation of the Saban Center.
Is that mechanically everything? I mean, is that kind of any expense to run that building? They're working on that?
They're going to be working on that operation plan, yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, with regard to the big ticket items coming up, Ms. Standard, do I detect your fingerprints on this?
Yes, sir, that's the.
Thank you. This makes this easy.
Okay.
I can look at it, I can know that we're tracking on what we talked about, and it's not a problem. So, but while we're talking about this operations piece, The operations piece is still the lingering piece of uncertainty cloud. I mean, again, with big numbers, but it's gonna get built in line with what we talked about. This particular item is for the person doing or the firm, whatever it is, doing the operational management advising, correct?
Correct.
And consulting. The last time I remember asking for and seeing kind of a pro forma of the P&L on this thing, it's been a while back. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, much less what that looked like a couple of years ago. When are we going to get? And I'm certainly concerned that there's been a lot changed. When are we going to get an update of that P&L pro forma?
It's in the budget.
Okay,
It's in the budget presentation.
so next Tuesday.
You'll see a fiscal 26 piece because of the ramp up period, and as part of that will be the fiscal 27 piece as well. How we project it.
Okay. So again,
Jonathan, I'm here to help you, see?
Thank you, sir.
That's the
Appreciate
last
that.
thing I told you.
Yes, sir.
We left our meeting today. See, thank you, Carly. All right, what do I got? Motion.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item number 12 is approved. Item number 13 is approval of a professional services contract with Duncan Coker for the Saving Center project, total not to exceed $66,186. Jonathan?
Yes, sir. Duncan Coker is our civil engineer on the project. Worked with Davis throughout the design of Saving Center. And so this contract is going to allow them to do all the resident observation services during construction of all the site work improvements, water, sewer, utilities, everything that they've designed. Again, that's a requirement of the city to have them provide that service during construction. So that's what this $66,186 contract is for, is to get them started on that now that the project is underway.
And
Questions?
is that articulated in months or years or start to finish?
This will be start to
Start to
finish on that
finish.
site work, site utility scope of work. Yes, sir.
Site utility scope of work. As a non-construction guy, when does site utilities end?
They'll be working on that throughout the duration of the project, so it'll be start to finish.
Okay.
It'll cover the next 2 years of the work.
Okay, I don't think I have any other questions.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moving second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 13 is approved. Item number 14 is approval of professional services contract with 1220 exhibits for the Saving Center project. The total is $19,683,408. Jonathan?
Yes, sir.
A big number.
Yes, sir, it is.
Let's talk a little bit about it. Present.
This one, if you'll recall, last summer, June of '24, we put an RFQ out for the exhibit fabricator and installer. We went through that RFQ process, selected 1220 out of Nashville, went through some negotiations with them, and ultimately selected them to provide this service for us. We began working with them with the Cambridge 7 as the designer of the exhibits, and have spent the last year working through that design, getting cost feedback estimates throughout that 12-month period to here in the last 2 weeks get to this point where we have arrived at a scope of work for the exhibit fabrication installation and a final price, and that's what you see reflected here. This covers all of the Ignite exhibits that are in the project, the hot job site exhibit, the exterior exhibits for the building. It covers the Saving Legacy Hall and the Galaxy Gallery that's in the glass cylinder entrance on the north face of the building. So it covers all exhibits that are going to be inside and outside at the Saving Center facility.
How does this reconcile with our original budget? Because when you and I were talking about this is a lot higher. I think I know the reason why it's higher is because it has to do with the museum portion or what we're calling that, right? But talk a little bit about the budget and a little bit of that process and how we got where we're at with this number, why we feel good about that.
Okay, so when we started back in '22, we were looking at about 15 to 20,000 square feet of exhibit space with an estimate and budget there of about $10 million. As we started designing and looking at the facility and the needs with the architects and exhibit designers, realized that there was a need for some additional space. We've added the hot jobs, we've added the outdoor exhibits. That got us up to the $12.5 to $13 million range, probably in the 2023 timeframe. And obviously since then, moving forward into 24, we've added the Saban Legacy Hall in the lobby area of the lowest level that added additional scope in there. And then also with the exhibits in the entrance glass cylinder there on the north face of the building, added another scope there of exhibits as a way to welcome visitors to the Saban Center. And so we've gone from the 12.5, 13 million. We added the Saban Legacy Hall. We've added the Galaxy Gallery and exhibits inside and Ignite. We increased that a little bit too to make sure we get it right and have everything in there that's going to provide a great experience for the visitors. And so we're at about 14.5, 15 million for Ignite galleries. We're about 3 million roughly for the Saban Legacy Hall, and then another $1 million for the Galaxy Gallery that gets us up to our 19. That's just rough numbers there on what the money's going for within the facility.
But you feel good about those numbers, though?
Yes, sir. We've really worked that hard. At one time, we were higher than where we are now. We've cut about 3.5 million out of that to get back down to where we are now. So we feel really good and have spent, like I said, we've spent 12 months working with 20 exhibits out of Nashville to get to where we are today, and feel really good. And I think we have some visuals we could show you if you're interested in seeing them at what some of these exhibits look like, if that might help.
Yeah, that'd be good. Audrey, while you're doing that, can I ask a question, Carly?
Yes, sir.
When it comes to fundraising here, the capital campaign pledges received prior to the bond, because we wouldn't bond for what till when? When will we probably bond for this? Saban Center?
We've already done it.
We did.
You took a trip to New York.
Oh, God, I'm thinking, sorry. The question was gonna be the $2.5 million that,
That's usually me.
well, the $2.5 million that we got from the Porch Creek thing, what happened the other day? Where, with that money, I was gonna ask that question about that being applied to it. but
That's
it's-
already worked into it.
It's
That was already
already
worked
worked
into the
into it.
bond amount.
Okay.
So Norman, let me ask something that
Yeah.
feathers into
I
that.
forget, sorry for
Carly,
my senior moment there, y'all.
as I look at this,
Yeah.
the city's money in this 120 revenue picture is roughly $86 million, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. I mean, give or take, because yes, the 25.
Just
25
between
million
friends,
was
it's
the-
16 million in Elevate budget, 3.8 million in River District, and 66,500,000 in the bond issue. But the private capital raising, which we know from our briefs in the last month or so, is pushing 35 million. It's right. We've taken 6.5 of that, right?
Yeah.
So there's another 29 million coming. Is that gonna push down our city portion of that funding? It's
So-
got to.
Yeah, it will. So we bonded the amount that
Right,
we had
we
not
bonded
received
it
yet.
Because you can't build it if you don't have the money.
Right, correct. And so the bond amount of the 66.5 is really what will get pushed down once we start receiving those other donation amounts.
Okay, so again, ballpark. If what's showing on right here is 120 million, we know there's about 29-ish coming back from private donations. That should shove us down to
I'm getting you like an
high
exact number.
50s, low 60s in there of city money.
Yeah, 64,251 is what we're really looking at for city money, like
Okay,
direct city
which
money.
is what we've been talking about in the final approach on this thing.
Is,
Yes, sir.
is that, now that I've had my senior moment, let me go back and ask the question again though, is that balance of 2.5 million coming from Porch Creek, is that in that 29 million? that we're expected to receive, or,
Yes.
or will it? So that's part.
It's already
It's
factored.
already
That's
factored.
factored into that, so, yeah, okay.
When we took out the bond of 66.5 million, that $5 million from Forge Creek was already considered in the amount that we were going to receive.
Right,
And so that's what that bond amount is set at.
okay.
Plus the 42 million of direct city, debt that we took out.
Okay, that's fair. Audrey, welcome.
Hi,
Thank you for being here.
thank you for having us. I think we're attempting to load. It's a large file, but they're very beautiful images.
While we're waiting for that to load, thank you to you and Miss Day and everybody for the event last Wednesday. It was nice. It was
Oh,
fabulous.
thank you, thank you. It was a long time coming.
Audrey, these are the
Very
people that
exciting.
we've worked with the whole time, and on the exhibits side.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. These are just some of the images. It doesn't include all of the exhibits by any means, but these are some highlights that we just thought we would show today while we were talking about the contract.
So while we're waiting to load, that what we're doing, Jonathan or Audrey, this 19 million-ish of exhibits, I'm assuming they're pretty high speed. I'm assuming that technology moves pretty fast. So what are the plans for keeping it current,
We have
the money-wise plans?
So there are multiple factors that we're looking at. So an exhibit generally can last between 5 to 10 years. With the highly technical ones, it's less, of course, for that upkeep. So there are a few things that we have. Of course, fundraising will happen. We will continue to do that annually, and then when we have projects that we are specifically targeting, we will work through that. And part of Jenna is looking at some of the equipment that we have that we know we will have to refresh after so many years, and we've been planning that with 15% elevate maintenance.
So what's factored into the budget the mayor's gonna show us next week for that keeping current the technology of the exhibit?
I think we have that.
Here,
You want to show that?
So the,
It's through so many years.
so the total amount that we have that's going to be set aside for maintenance and upkeep of the exhibits is not going to be factored into 2026 because we're not going to be open yet. But in the future years, so after opening, we will have a certain amount set aside that Jenna from that contract, from that $50,000 contract, she has already given us pro formas about reinvestment amounts at certain intervals through
Right,
the
do I
year.
remember from those pro formas, the peaks,
Yeah.
the estimated peaks and valleys
Yes,
to
sir.
match the technology pattern is in there?
And that is projected on a 10-year basis that we look into with the Elevate 15% operations and maintenance set aside in the River District Fund also. So those are projected into those 10-year plans.
We also we're working on an endowment with the University of Alabama that would also help with some of that. Then, of course, the state, the hot jobs exhibits, so that will be the state portion of those exhibits, and so that will also go into that refresh there. So yeah, we know it's a lift, but we also know that we have to plan for it, and so I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
Yes, and every year there is going to be a capital expenditure set aside, whether or not we use that total amount that year or if it goes into escrow and then we have a peak year. But we are setting aside something every year, and then we do know that we will have certain peaks and valleys within that 10-year projection. And I think that once we have a 10-year projection, once we get through the 10-year projection period, we will have a much better idea within our own operating capacity about what we need to have going forward after that.
Thank you.
So I think we have it up. You want to click through it?
This is just
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So, of course, this is the north facade of the project. This is Coca-Cola Plaza as you come in. And what Jonathan was mentioning with that first exhibit is that globe. So that's an LED globe. It's very similar to the Sphere in Las Vegas that you've seen. And so that actually can change out. We can do different things with it as you come into the building. Can you change? Oh, you click, okay. So this is that second floor plan. So this is where most of the Ignite exhibits are located. So again, Alabama Earth and Water, Energy Zone, Intelligent Tech Revolution, Top Performance Anatomy. You see the outdoor exhibits, and then Make Small Big, which is that 0 to 6 component on this floor. So these are, again, we're just going to show some quick images. So this is as you're coming into Alabama Earth and Water Gallery. You see the large dinosaur. This is our aviation exhibit where we have our flight simulators. We've been working with Sanders Aviation again and Tuscaloosa National Airport on this one. Pretty exciting. This is our forms of energy. We've worked heavily with Alabama Power on this as the power grid. So this is where kids are going to learn how a city powers its grid and the different forms of energies that are associated with that. This is the brain. So this is protecting the brain. We've been working with the Life Institute. So this is located in our sports science and human body gallery. Again, this is also in that gallery. So this is where we would actually race the dinosaur here or the athlete. And then you go and you do you hold the simulators to see what does that do to your heart, your lungs. And that data is tracked with the kids, and they're able to take that to the labs and then, download that data and go through it and do analysis with their labs. So this is our adaptive athletics exhibit. So we've been working with the University of Alabama at Adaptive Athletics on this one and Hank Four. So this one we will really highlight all the different options that athletes have and really the engineering behind it, the industrial design behind it. It even goes into the materials used for those sports, for these components. So it's an insight. This will also tell the stories of specific athletes from Alabama and their challenges and their successes and how they overcame. So it's a pretty cool exhibit. So this is our drone exhibit. Again, this will have all types of different drones that kids will get to interact with. This is Sustainable Communities. I think you guys have seen this one. This is the one we partner with Nucor on. And so throughout the day, kids will make decisions about the community, and that decision will have a ripple effect across that landscape, and they'll actually see at the end of the day what their choices did to that environment. Let's see. So this is also in our energy exhibit. So this is more. They will get to see how energy is produced and the different ways that energy is produced. This is our working forest. So this is our exhibit that we partnered with Westervelt on. So this is where they will learn about the mother tree and sustainability. They will learn about sustainable forestry and what goes into that. And really just about our Alabama environment. This is Science on a Sphere. So we partnered with NOAA on this. And we will actually have the largest Science on a Sphere that anyone has ever had. So that's really exciting. This is like a little mini theater. And it's more of a global take on our environment, weather, all of the things. These are some of our outdoor exhibits. So you can see this is more of like a sensory garden. Kids will learn about plants. They will again learn about sustainability. This is an image of our 0 to 6 area. So this is that Make Small Big. And this has components of all of our other exhibits within this one for the smaller kids. And then this is our video of the building, if you want to just to remember. It should play. Doesn't like it. Y'all seen it. Okay. And then you can end it. So there you go. Well, so the future will belong to those who learn it first. We really believe this. This part of the project, it is a big number, but the exhibits are the heart and soul of this project, and we really just have a building if we don't have our exhibits. So, do you have any questions?
Questions?
Motion. Do you have any other questions or comments you want to go through?
Not really. I think I think the biggest thing is just the flow of how all that works, because I mean, and being told it's within budget, then we're not surprised by this, because I think the main driver of this was the museum piece, or the right of being over what we thought, correct?
Yes.
But that kind of change, that's part of the change scope, what we've been talking about, which I think is actually a good thing. So I don't, other questions?
Second.
We didn't make any decisions, honestly, on these exhibits without really digging in with our researchers, our teachers. We wanted to keep the integrity of each of these and make sure that there were learning goals associated from K through 12. So we worked really hard to get these here. So thank y'all.
Thank you, Audrey.
We're trying to give you $19 million.
Oh, please do.
All right, did I get a second?
Yeah, you got a
Motion
second.
second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 14 is approved. Item 15 is approval of amendment number 2 for Davis Architects contract for the Savings Center project. The total is $3,189,080. Jonathan.
This will be a reconciling amendment with Davis based on the actual amount that was awarded to Stone. That $74,194 contract amount. We went back and reconciled based on the state DCM fee schedule with Davis. Their 5.5% fee on the total amount awarded, and then also included the exhibit design fees that we added with the Saban Legacy Hall. And so that's what totaled up to the $3,189.80 to get the architect and all the engineers reconciled with the fees associated with the design and the contract award that we did with Stone back in the summer.
Questions?
So, Jonathan, like we talked about earlier, for the architects, that's the 8.3, a little part of the way down there, and then this 3.2 completes it.
Yes, sir.
We're already contracted, check.
We're under contract.
Yeah.
This would be an
Motion.
amendment. Yes, sir.
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 15 is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 16 is discussion of projects proposed to be funded by the Drainage Fund Future Noah's Ark 2.0 program. I had asked Mike to come back to the committee to kind of approve what was put before the council, and to allow my colleagues any comments or questions, because I think we need to vote on the first piece of that, knowing that the neighborhood storm drainage, I guess the Noah's Ark 2 would be coming in the near future. But I think we need to get moving on some of the projects that we can move on, and that was kind of the purpose. And Mike's probably got some new updates for me, but that was the genesis of him coming back, and after the mayor's presentation on the 29th. So, Mike, you may have new stuff to add, or
No, sir,
maybe
I don't.
affirm what I said.
And you said it quite well. What we want to do is to answer any questions, but basically just a blessing to move forward with the short-term drainage projects that we presented. We're under design on several of them and need to be wrapping that up, getting bid documents put together. We've got some easements to acquire that we wanted to, begin to reach out to the affected, residents, neighbors, that would be affected by the construction activity. And again, welcome any questions you have. I'll do my very best to answer them.
Committee members, anybody have any questions?
Yes, I'm gonna put them back up for us.
Can you put them back up,
Yeah.
please?
And as I flip through to get to the correct pages, keep in mind what will happen is we'll take these items to bid. Let's say the first item, Northampton, we'll advertise that for bid. And then we'll be back before projects after we've received the bid, to get authorization, to enter into the contract with the lowest responsible bidder and move forward with construction. But this is the list that we presented. The order doesn't necessarily mean the order that we're gonna bring them back to you in. You know, as you're already aware, the protected buyout portion, y'all,
Voting on that tonight.
voting on that tonight. You know, I expect the Northampton and the Waterfall ones to move rather quickly. The remnant of the Oakdale project, if you remember, there was 3 phases. We're down to phase 3. If we can successfully get the easements for that one, it'll be another one I think pushes through rather quickly.
Any questions?
We just voted this out of committee, right?
Yes.
Alright, so I got a motion.
Got a motion? You got any questions, Buzz?
Well, I've forgotten what the total list. Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
The
Mayor,
proposed,
for next week, what time? Carlton
Thank you.
and I
Thank you, Mike.
talked about whether to put that in the budget presentation into finance or schedule it in the, what kind of time do you think?
It'll take 45 minutes to present the
Okay.
overview of the budget itself, so we can do council or we can extend finance, whatever's most convenient for the council.
Any survey amongst the members and non-members of the committee?
What day?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Whatever works.
Yes.
Ms. Sanders, what else substance-wise is on the finance committee next week?
I think that we have one budget revision that I know of, and that's it.
All right, we'll do it in committee if that works for you.
We'll go along, we'll just push everything.
We'll go on.
we'll deal with it if it goes long, right? That'll work.
That way those who normally miss finance committee will get to be here.
Okay, our next committee meeting will be next Tuesday, August the 19th at 2:30. Is there any other business to be brought before this committee? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.